Christopher Hitchens once said that the absence of an afterlife only deepens life's meaning. But is it possible to find significance without eternal reward? Hitchens was a renowned thinker, often celebrated for his sharp wit and formidable intellect. Over the years, he engaged with a wide array of philosophical questions. Among these was the profound inquiry into the meaning of life and death. Unlike many, Hitchens dismissed the need for an afterlife to find purpose. He believed that life itself, in all its immediacy, holds enough meaning. This perspective stands out in a world where many see life as a mere prelude to something greater beyond. His argument challenges conventional beliefs. Traditionally, the promise of an afterlife offers comfort and guidance. It provides a framework through which many understand their existence. For them, the afterlife is the ultimate destination. In contrast, Hitchens saw life as complete without any continuation beyond death. He argued that recognizing the finite nature of life compels us to live more fully. Without the afterlife, we must acknowledge the importance of each moment. Therefore, each day becomes a canvas for creating meaning. Hitchens' view encourages us to find fulfillment within the boundaries of our mortal lives. He saw life as a series of opportunities for growth and connection. Instead of waiting for rewards in another realm, he urged us to engage deeply with the present. Consider the depth of human experiences: love, creativity, and empathy. These are not mere distractions but central to life's meaning. Hitchens believed that our relationships and endeavors define us. This focus on the present humanizes our existence. It reminds us that beauty and significance reside in the here and now. Critics might argue that this perspective lacks comfort. The idea of a life bounded by nothingness can seem bleak. Indeed, the absence of an afterlife might stir fears of insignificance. Yet, Hitchens saw it differently. He embraced the transient nature of life as an opportunity. For him, the fleeting moments were not sources of despair, but of beauty. The awareness of impermanence can deepen our appreciation of life. It invites us to savor the present, as these moments cannot be recovered once gone. This view asks us to reconsider what truly matters. In a world without guaranteed tomorrows, our actions and choices gain weight. Hitchens found richness in this immediacy. He believed that acknowledging mortality allows us to live more authentically. It strips away distractions and reveals what is truly valuable. Through this lens, the mundane transforms into the meaningful. The ordinary becomes extraordinary, simply because it exists in this moment now. Hitchens' ideas align with existentialist thought, which often grapples with similar themes. Existentialists contend that meaning is not given, but created by individuals. Like existentialists, Hitchens believed we must forge our own paths. Life's meaning is not handed down from above, but carved out through our actions. This perspective empowers us to take responsibility for our lives. It challenges us to live intentionally and with purpose. In this light, the lack of an afterlife is neither a void nor a curse. It is a call to action. It is an invitation to engage deeply with the world and those around us. Hitchens prompts us to look inward and outward, seeking meaning in our daily lives. This view encourages a vibrant engagement with the world. It asks us to cherish our relationships and pursue our passions. It inspires us to leave a legacy of kindness and understanding. Hitchens' perspective is not only philosophical, but deeply practical. It suggests that life's meaning is found in how we choose to spend our time. Rather than focusing on a distant future, we are urged to maximize the present. This approach can lead to a more fulfilled and intentional life. It reminds us that each moment holds potential for joy and reflection. By grounding ourselves in the present, we find new dimensions of meaning. This view of life is both liberating and demanding. It frees us from the confines of dogma, allowing personal exploration of meaning. Yet, it requires active participation in shaping our own lives. It asks us to reflect on what we value and how we express those values daily. It implores us to understand that our actions have immediate consequences. In Hitchens' view, this is where true meaning and satisfaction lie. In embracing this view, we are not turning our backs on tradition. Instead, we are expanding our understanding of what it means to be alive. We are acknowledging the richness and complexity of life as it is. This approach invites us to explore the depths of human experience. It challenges us to find beauty and meaning not in distant promises, but in the fabric of everyday life. One objection to Hitchens' perspective is that it can seem bleak. Many find comfort in the idea of an eternal life beyond this one. Without that promise, some might fear a life without inherent meaning. Yet, Hitchens found beauty in life's transient nature. For him, the fleeting nature of our existence was not a source of dread. It was an invitation to treasure each moment. The impermanence of life compels us to embrace the present. It challenges us to live with intentionality and presence. Hitchens' view also invites us to redefine what it means to find meaning. It is not about escaping into distant fantasies. It is about grounding ourselves in the world as it is. In doing so, we discover the richness of everyday experiences. We learn to see the value in our relationships and interactions. Life becomes a tapestry woven from these meaningful moments. This perspective calls for a shift in focus. It asks us to look inward and reflect on what truly matters. By living fully in the present, we shape our legacy in real time. Hitchens believed that meaning is found in how we live now. It is not located in uncertain promises of a hereafter. This view embraces the idea that our actions define us. They leave lasting impressions that ripple through our communities. When we live with purpose and integrity, we create a life of significance. Our legacy is built not from distant dreams, but from the lives we touch. Each act of kindness, each moment of connection contributes to this legacy. Hitchens' ideas resonate with those searching for authenticity. They appeal to individuals seeking to live life on their own terms. This philosophy empowers us to take charge of our destinies. It challenges us to live deliberately and with intention. By focusing on the present, we gain clarity about our values. We become more mindful of the choices we make. This mindfulness allows us to act thoughtfully, shaping our lives with care. In this view, life's meaning is a dynamic process. It evolves as we grow and experience new things. It is crafted through our interactions and experiences. Hitchens urges us to engage deeply with the world around us. He encourages us to explore the depths of human experience. This exploration leads to greater understanding of ourselves and others. It fosters empathy and connection, enriching our lives immeasurably. Hitchens' perspective also emphasizes the importance of creativity. Creativity is not merely a pastime but a vital expression of our humanity. Through creative endeavors, we connect with others and ourselves. We communicate ideas and emotions that transcend words. This act of creation is a testament to our capacity for meaning. It demonstrates our ability to shape the world around us. By embracing this philosophy, we engage with the world more vibrantly. We become active participants in our own lives. This engagement leads to a fuller appreciation of life's complexity. We learn to navigate challenges with resilience and grace. In doing so, we find strength we might not have known we possessed. Life becomes an adventure filled with possibilities and discoveries. This view of life encourages us to seek meaning in every aspect of our being. It asks us to be present in our interactions and aware of our surroundings. It inspires us to cherish the simple joys that life offers. It reminds us that meaning is not a distant goal, but a daily practice. Every choice becomes an opportunity to define who we are and what we value. Hitchens' philosophy is a call to live authentically. It is an invitation to explore the vast potential of our existence. It challenges us to break free from the constraints of fear and uncertainty. It empowers us to build a life rich with purpose and meaning. It inspires us to create a legacy that reflects our deepest values. As we end this exploration of Hitchens' ideas, consider how they might resonate with you. How might this perspective influence the way you live your life? What possibilities open up when you focus on the present? These questions invite reflection and introspection. They encourage us to approach our lives with curiosity and openness. Thank you for joining us in this philosophical journey. We hope it has sparked new thoughts and insights. Stay with us to explore more thought-provoking ideas from influential philosophers. Until next time, let us continue to seek meaning in the everyday and find beauty in the here and now. In considering Christopher Hitchens' philosophy further, we dive into how his ideas align with broader existentialist themes. Existentialism, a movement largely defined by thinkers like Jean-Paul Sartre and Albert Camus, emphasizes individual freedom and responsibility. Hitchens, similarly, underscores the imperative of personal agency in crafting a meaningful life. Sartre famously declared that existence precedes essence. According to Sartre, our essence or purpose is not predetermined, but is something we must create through our actions. Hitchens echoes this sentiment, advocating for a life where we actively shape our path. Historically, the existentialist movement emerged in a time of great upheaval, post-World War II, when disillusionment with traditional values was rampant. Hitchens, writing in a later but still tumultuous era, similarly critiques rigid dogmas and ideological certainties. His call for a life of exploration and creativity comes as a response to such constraints. The philosopher invites us to challenge received ideas and pursue what he calls the thrill of the new idea. This pursuit for Hitchens is not reckless but informed and deliberate. For example, consider Hitchens' views on religion. He was a vocal critic of religious dogma, captured in his assertion that religion poisons everything. This statement, while provocative, encourages us to question inherited beliefs and seek our own truths. Hitchens does not advocate for nihilism but for a form of secular humanism. This perspective values human reason, ethics, and justice without reliance on supernatural authority. It is a call to find meaning within the human condition itself. Hitchens offers a practical approach to living meaningfully. He suggests engaging with literature, history, and the arts as avenues to expand our understanding. By reading widely, we expose ourselves to diverse perspectives and experiences. This intellectual engagement, Hitchens argues, enriches our empathy and understanding, fostering a more connected and compassionate world. Yet, critics of Hitchens might argue that his philosophy lacks a grounding in communal or traditional structures that provide many with a sense of belonging and purpose. To this, Hitchens might reply that community and tradition are not inherently opposed to his views. Instead, he would likely argue for a critical engagement with these structures. Traditions can be cherished, provided they are examined and understood, not followed blindly. This echoes Friedrich Nietzsche's idea of reevaluating values, where individuals must scrutinize inherited morals to affirm those that truly resonate. Moreover, the emphasis on personal responsibility may seem daunting to some. The burden of crafting one's meaning without predefined guidelines could lead to existential anxiety. Hitchens acknowledges this challenge but views it as an opportunity rather than a drawback. He might suggest that confronting this anxiety is a catalyst for growth. In his view, the courage to face uncertainty is itself a path to authenticity. Hitchens' belief in the transformative power of dialogue is another key aspect of his philosophy. Engaging in conversation, he posits, is essential for intellectual and personal development. Through dialogue, we refine our ideas and expand our understanding. Hitchens points out that challenging discussions, rather than being confrontational, should be seen as opportunities to test and strengthen our convictions. This approach aligns with the Socratic method, where questioning leads to greater clarity and wisdom. At its core, Hitchens' philosophy invites us to embrace life with all its complexities. He portrays life as a tapestry woven with diverse threads of experience, knowledge, and emotion. By actively participating in this tapestry, we find our place in the world, enriched by the contributions of others and by our own pursuits. In this sense, Hitchens' philosophy is fundamentally optimistic. It suggests that meaning is always within reach, provided we have the courage to seek it. Thus, Hitchens provides a framework for living that is both challenging and liberating. It urges us to look beyond comfort zones and fixed identities, to engage with life's vast possibilities. This engagement transforms mundane existence into a journey of discovery. It is a call to live fully, to embrace our shared humanity with vigor and curiosity. In this exploration, we find that Hitchens' thoughts resonate not only with existentialism, but also with the broader humanist tradition. By emphasizing creativity, connection, and critical thinking, he offers a way of life that is deeply engaged yet profoundly personal. This philosophy, while demanding, also promises immense fulfillment. It reminds us that the search for meaning is not just a philosophical quest, but a practical one, shaping the everyday choices that define our lives. As you reflect on these ideas, consider how they might apply to your own life. How does the call to create and connect resonate with your experiences? What challenges and opportunities does this perspective present? These questions, though personal, are at the heart of Hitchens' invitation to live meaningfully. Hitchens' invitation to live meaningfully raises further questions about the nature of freedom and constraint. In the context of existential analysis, freedom is often seen as both a gift and a burden. Jean-Paul Sartre famously articulated this duality, contending that individuals are condemned to be free, implying that with freedom comes the weight of choice and responsibility. Hitchens similarly acknowledges this tension, but sees it as an integral part of human growth. He would argue that embracing this freedom is essential to crafting a life that reflects personal values and aspirations. Consider the example of creative expression. For Hitchens, writing was not just a profession, but a profound exercise in freedom. His essays and books illustrate how language can be wielded to challenge norms and provoke thought. This creative act mirrors the existential imperative to construct meaning. Just as a writer shapes a narrative, so too can individuals shape their lives. The existential anxiety of a blank page parallels the broader anxiety of an unwritten life. Yet, within this vast openness lies potential. By choosing to engage with it, one discovers the ability to impact the world and oneself. Historically, the idea of engaging with life's uncertainties can be traced back to the Enlightenment. Thinkers like Immanuel Kant emphasize the importance of reason and autonomy. Kant's assertion that individuals should dare to know and think for themselves resonates with Hitchens' views on intellectual courage. However, Kant also recognized the necessity of moral boundaries, which Hitchens might address as the ethical dimension of freedom. Hitchens would likely argue that while we must create our meaning, we should do so with a consciousness of our societal and ethical responsibilities. One might object that Hitchens' approach risks relativism, where any self-created meaning could be justified, regardless of its impact on others. This concern echoes the critiques of existentialism itself, where the focus on individual meaning sometimes appears to overlook collective responsibility. Hitchens, aware of this critique, might counter with an appeal to humanism. He would argue that genuine meaning emerges not in isolation, but through engagement with others. Dialogue and discourse, as previously mentioned, serve as checks against solipsism. By interacting with diverse perspectives, we refine our understanding of ethical life, ensuring our choices contribute positively to the broader human tapestry. Furthermore, Hitchens' commitment to dialogue underscores the importance of dissent in a healthy society. Reflecting on historical movements for change, such as civil rights or women's suffrage, one sees how dialogue and dissent have propelled societies forward. Figures like Martin Luther King Jr. and Susan B. Anthony exemplified the transformative power of questioning and challenging the status quo. Hitchens would likely view these movements as proof of his belief in dialogue's power to drive progress. The courage to speak truth to power, often at great personal risk, embodies the highest form of engaged and meaningful life. Another critical aspect of Hitchens' philosophy is his unwavering advocacy for skepticism and critical inquiry. This stance invites us to question received wisdom and to remain vigilant against dogma. It reflects the Enlightenment ideals of reason and evidence-based thinking. Yet, it also raises questions about the limits of skepticism. Some may argue that relentless questioning can lead to nihilism or paralysis by analysis. Hitchens, however, would argue that skepticism is not an end in itself but a means to clarity. By questioning deeply, we find firmer ground on which to stand. This commitment to inquiry ensures that our beliefs are robust and our actions justifiable. In considering Hitchens' philosophy, it is crucial to acknowledge the emotional dimensions of his ideas. While much of his thought is rooted in reason and debate, he also recognized the power of passion in human life. Like existentialists such as Albert Camus, who wrote of rebellion and absurdity with both intellect and emotion, Hitchens understood that a life fully lived encompasses both head and heart. He would argue that passion fuels the pursuit of meaning, providing the energy necessary to engage with life's challenges. Ultimately, Hitchens' vision of a meaningful life is one of active participation. It is a call to move beyond passive consumption toward active creation. Whether through art, discourse, or personal relationships, this philosophy emphasizes the value of contributing to the world. In doing so, it offers not only personal fulfillment but a sense of belonging to something larger than oneself. This approach challenges us to consider how we might leave the world a little better than we found it. As you ponder these ideas, reflect on your own journey. How might you engage more fully with the world around you? What contributions can you make that align with your deepest values? In exploring these questions, you embark on the very path that Hitchens envisions, a path of meaning, discovery, and profound human connection. In synthesizing Hitchens' philosophy, we see a tapestry woven from threads of skepticism, passion, and engagement. His call to question and to act resonates with the timeless pursuit of wisdom. By balancing skepticism with emotional insight, Hitchens urges us to embrace complexity and to seek both truth and beauty. This blend of critical inquiry and heartfelt passion suggests a holistic way of living, one that honors both intellect and emotion. Yet, we are left with an open question. How do we balance skepticism with conviction in our own lives? This question invites us to explore the tension between doubt and certainty, encouraging us to remain open to new perspectives while holding on to core beliefs. It is a delicate dance, one that requires mindfulness and courage. Thank you for joining this exploration of Christopher Hitchens' thought. In our next essay, we will delve into the philosophy of another influential thinker and continue the journey of discovery. Until then, take care and keep questioning.